Well, hello, my gentlemen. We are live. This is your live Q&A with Arica Angelo. That's me from Bali, Indonesia. That's where I live. That's where you're joining me from. This is a safe place for men to come and have your questions answered. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And I do this from my bedroom because apparently it's where I have the best Wi-Fi. So thank you guys for being here. Thank you for the thumbs up already. It's very gracious of you. I appreciate that. So if you're new here, I do these every week. And it's my way of being able to support you guys and answering a question you may have. And as I always encourage, if it's a deeper question that cannot be answered here and you want some deeper support, you'd like to experience some transformation, I talk a lot about being an emotional warrior. So if you're like, okay, I need that deeper support, I want that transformation, then I always suggest that you schedule a conversation with me. I have a link that you can do that on, and we can talk there and see if my work supports you in your transformation and helping you become the kind of man that she can't resist while not losing yourself or her, because that's really important. So welcome. That's what we do here. I've been giving dating and relationship advice for going on 13 years now. 13 years. It's a long time. And supporting you men and helping you become the kind of man, that you can feel good about and that women really are attracted to and are drawn to. Really what my secret mission is, if you really want my honest reason. People are like, why do people do these kind of things? Why would someone devote their life to YouTube and doing something like this? Well, really, I want to strip you down. I really just want to strip you down and get you back to your heart, because that is where a woman stays. That's where she connects with you. That's where she sticks with you, is through the heart. And so it's really my work is just getting men back to their hearts so that they can keep a woman there. I'm doing this from my bed, and I just cannot seem to get this camera angle right. So we will do the best we can. All right. I'm going to put on my glasses, and here we go. James is making a statement. I don't necessarily see that is a question. Where is my first question? Ninja Wolf, who's always here first before everyone, he says, if me and a woman broke, I'm trying to read through your English, babe. If me and a woman I be with broke up, should I give her some space first and then she'll miss me and get back together with me again? Seeing other people is a waste of time. Well, it depends on what you guys broke up for. Because if you guys broke up because you have poor communication, I'm just using this as an example, Ninja Wolf. I'm not saying that you do, but let's say you have poor communication. If she breaks up with you for that and you haven't addressed that in your life, you haven't corrected that, no, she's not going to get back with you. You can give her 2 years away, but if you've never addressed that, she's never going to come back to you. So if women see that the same behavior is there, what broke you guys apart, if it's staying there and there's no real significant change, she doesn't see the transformation, you can give her 10 days, 30 days, 90 days, some people call it no contact. You can give her all the time in the world, but if you don't transform during the break, then she has no one to come back to, because she already said, I don't want this version of that guy. So yes, space can help, but I always encourage men, make sure that you are transforming in the meantime, that you're doing something with that time, that you're being productive with that time. So good morning, good afternoon. Hi, Sean, how are you? Sean's one of my emotional warriors. Joe Estes, top of the day to you too, Joe. Lovely. Dave says he loves my hair tonight. Thank you, darling. Sexy and black. Hey, Tyler, what's going on? All right, so Ray has a great question. Ray said, do you ever hear from guys who believe they're beyond help and just give up? I do believe that there are times that people get really down on themselves. They've watched all the YouTube videos, they've done online courses, and they just feel like they're beyond help. As a coach, personally, I do not believe that anyone is beyond help. The only time I feel like a person is beyond help is when they are stubborn. When they say, I just refuse to change, this is who I am, just deal with it. That type of person, I won't even waste my time coaching. And so people like that, I think they are beyond help when they're stubborn. But people who have just given up on themselves because they've done everything and it's not working, I know that they want to give up. But as a coach, I always see, I see their transformation. I see them on the other side. But I do need them to cooperate with themselves and getting some form of hope or vision for themselves. Because if you don't have vision for yourself, then you can't ever create the life, get the relationship that you want, get the career that you want without vision. There's a scripture that says that without vision, people perish. And so when you don't have a sense of vision for your life, you don't see like, I want a family, I want a wife, I want a girlfriend, I want someone to go on dates with. When you don't have any of that desire, you don't have any of that vision, all the coaching in the world is not going to help you. So that's why a big part of my mission on these videos is to help. While I answer your questions, I do understand that a lot of guys who are on these videos may not even consider doing coaching with me because they feel so hopeless. And so what I want to do is, through my love and support, give you a vision that there are women, such as myself, there are women out there who do truly love men. And that by you seeing me in the flesh, seeing me live, that will invigorate your heart to have hope again. And if I can get you to hope again, then I can coach you. You're coachable. So I hope that helps you, Ray. Dave said, strip us down. Don't get everyone in here excited, especially doing this from your bed. Fair point. I always have men going, Arica, when you say these things, you do realize you're talking to men. And I'm like, and that's what I love about. That's what I love about men, is that men are men. And I appreciate them for that. Good morning, Chris. Hello, Richie. Jack Mack. Hello. Hello, Aaron. I don't know why YouTube just blocked your comment. Derek has an interesting question. Is it good to take things slow with someone expressing mutual interest? Have never been in a long-term relationship. I think, this is just my personal opinion, if you are interested in someone, convey that to them. Because if you don't convey that to them, then that person starts feeling like, what's going on here? What's the point? Why am I still seeing this person? But when you're transparent and you say, hey, I'm really liking you. This is where you can express yourself, but still take it slow. You can say, hey, I really like you. I'm very curious to see where this goes. You see what you just did there? You let her know that you're interested. My Siri just went off. No, Siri, cancel.
Is there something else I can help with?
No, Siri, you can't help me with anything. Thank you.
No problem.
Thanks. I guess whenever I say seriously, it comes on. So what you're doing there is you're expressing interest in her, but you're also saying like, I want to see where this goes. So you're kind of like pulling it back. You're not saying to her, hey, I like you. And so therefore I'm all in, and like, this is going to be a bed of roses. And I'm going to I want you to move in. I want you to be my girlfriend. No, you're not going to that extreme. You're just letting her know that you're interested in her. There's some intent here. but that you were curious to see like where it goes. So it's not saying like, I'm fully in, we're going to do this, like we're a match made in heaven. You're not saying any of those things that would insinuate that it's going too fast. So I hope that that helps. Joe Bird, looking gorgeous. Wow, thank you, boo-boo. Bob Hennessy from Aloha from Honolulu. Cool glasses. Thanks, babe. I'm not going to say your name right, darling. New Age man, but Sylvian Sources. Maybe I am saying that right. I'm so glad you're here, and it's okay that you're late. I'm just so glad you're here. Tyler, I'm glad that what I said helped you feel better. That is always encouraging. Buenos noches, mis amigos. Hello, Ransom. What is the best way to escalate from the friend zone? Flirting is always a great way to get out of the friend zone, because most guys who are in the friend zone aren't flirting with the girl. They're not throwing little gentle touches. They're not removing the hair from the face. They're not walking up to her ear and whispering, wow, you look really pretty today. You look beautiful. I think it was Zan Perrion, my dear friend. He always says, did you wear that red lipstick just for me? It's little flirty things like this that gets a guy out of the friend zone. But when you're just nice, when you're just the understanding guy, when you're just the listening ear, that doesn't spark any sexual chemistry for her. The thing is like, if you're in the friend zone, essentially what she is saying is, I don't want to have sex with you. And a woman doesn't want to have sex with men. Typically, a woman won't want to have sex with a man because she doesn't feel any sexual chemistry. All she feels is nice guy energy. And so she doesn't want to have sex with that guy. That's why men make the mistake of believing that women just love bad guys. It's not that they love bad guys. Bad guys aren't afraid to go after guys who get pinpointed as bad guys. They're not afraid to go after what they want. They're not afraid to flirt with her. They're not afraid to touch her. They're not afraid to tease her. And so that's why they get her. They get her because they do something. Whereas the friend zone's just not doing anything. He's just being a listening ear. He's paying for her dinners. He's readily available. He has no sense of self-worth, value for himself. He's just kind of like her little, sit dog. So, or a little support dog. So yeah, that's how you get out of that, my darling. Lorenzo, that's a very, very interesting question. Thank you for sharing this question with us, because here's the thing, guys, never be afraid to ask questions in here. And there's no dumb question. I remember I had a business mentor when I was in real estate. I would say, oh, this is a stupid question. He said, Arica, there are no stupid questions. And so, guys, never be afraid to ask a question in here, because I can promise you that the question that you have, there are many other men who are either watching this live right now or who will watch this later, and they'll go, shit, I struggle with that too. So he says, a woman I'm interested in is emotionally unavailable right now. What should I do? Lorenzo, here's the challenge. When a woman is emotionally unavailable, it means she's got some work to do on her. And what I see too many men do is think that they can save the woman, when really, excuse me, it's her responsibility to save herself. I'm not going to say that we can't help each other, we can't love one another, but you do that in a committed relationship, or you do that as a supportive friend. But when it comes to intimacy and a woman is just blatantly emotionally unavailable, what I would personally suggest you to do is do this. Have a conversation with her and say, like, you seem to be emotionally distant, emotionally aloof, emotionally unavailable. Let her respond to that. Let her give you a reasoning why. And you have to be transparent with her and say, listen, for me as a man, this is really important that I have a woman who I can emotionally engage with. Write that down, Lorenzo. That I can emotionally engage with. And if I cannot emotionally engage with you, then we have no future to build towards. So if you're interested in building something with me, it would be really helpful for me that you do your best to engage with this. But essentially what she needs to do is she's got to do her work. She needs to work with a therapist. She needs to work with a coach. She needs to start watching some self-help videos on how to emotionally open up. But if she's just like, this is who I am and this is how I'm always going to be, Lorenzo, run for the hills, because you're signing up for a very long, hard life, because you will never get your needs met in that relationship. And that goes for men, that goes for women. When someone chooses to remain emotionally unavailable, let them choose to remain lonely, because it's not your responsibility to fix them. That is her journey and her responsibility to take ownership over. Timothy says, Arica is so beautiful. Thank you, darling. Sio Somamug. Hi, good looking, loving your biceps. Thank you, guys. I have been doing, I told you guys I got a knee injury. So I've been doing Pilates, and lo and behold, it's like really shaping my body. I had no idea. I would have done this years ago. Hi, Jacob. Thank you for being here, darling. Cayman music. This is quite funny, actually. Why do women like men that read books? I've been attracting women since I started reading books in 2019. Yeah, because here's the thing. Like, a woman wants a guy who like knows what's going on in life. That makes a woman feel safety. Remember, for a woman, safety will always be important to her heart. That's why, money gets brought into the equation. That's why like how much a guy knows, what he can do. Like, is he a handyman? All of this is like for a woman, like safety for her. So when a man is educated, when he's learned, when he's well learned, when he understands things in the world, it makes her feel safe. It also sparks her curiosity, because, if you can teach a woman something, like, women love to learn things. That's what I like try to encourage you guys to do on your dates. I've said in some of my videos, it's like, teach her something on the date that she doesn't know, because it's fascinating. And it doesn't always have to be intense and like life changing. It's just giving her a new experience, a new thing to learn. So that's why women will gravitate towards men who read books. I gravitate towards readers myself. I'm a huge reader, and so I actually resonate with this. Yeah, I feel like not all of the men that I've chosen, but a lot of the men I've chosen in the past have all been big readers, because I'm always evolving and I want someone who is committed to evolving, or someone who likes to stimulate their mind, because I'm a highly stimulated person. I get bored easily. And so it's like, yeah, I want someone who is proactive and stimulating their self. And what a beautiful way to do that than through reading. Bert Kuntel, do you think the woman should dominate the relationship? I don't think anyone should dominate any relationship, because relationship is really about partnership. When the woman dominates a relationship, it's because the man is not stepping up. And so therefore, she doesn't feel safe. She doesn't feel safe with that guy. And so she says, he's not going to run this show, so I have to take control, which then makes her resent him, because she's doing all the heavy lifting. She's doing the heavy lifting emotionally. She maybe is doing the heavy lifting financially. She's more organized financially, whatever the case may be. When a woman becomes overly dominant, I can guarantee you every time, she doesn't feel safe, she doesn't respect her man, and she doesn't trust him. And so you have to look in the mirror and go, where am I showing up as not masculine for my woman? Where am I not showing up for her heart? But I don't think that anyone should ever dominate a relationship. If someone's trying to dominate, it's because either they have some major control issues, which is sometimes the case, and the other thing is the other person's just not stepping up. They don't have what most men lack is emotional fortitude. Not saying all men, but a lot of men, just because society has really disabled men in that and told them it wasn't a priority. It's a woman's game. And so you got men going, huh? I'm in this relationship and she wants me to communicate. What the hell? She wants me to share my heart. How the hell did I do that? No one taught me how to do that. Well, now you have a responsibility to learn, which is why I hope that you're here, is to learn these things. So I hope that answered your question, Bert. Kagizo B. Matsumi. That's a cool name, by the way. I wonder where you're from. He says, hello, Arica. How long does it take? I think when you guys type this, you type it pretty fast. And so I have to figure out what you're trying to say. How long does it take for a woman to respond to you, to disclosing your feelings to her? I'm not really. How long does it woman take to respond to you disclosing your feelings? I don't know if you're asking how long does it take for a woman to disclose her feelings or when you should disclose your feelings for her. Let's take it from both angles. From a woman's angle, it depends on the woman. It really does. If a woman has been shunned by men for opening up too soon, she may have that wound and go, well, I'm going to take my time because I tried to open up to the last idiots and they were like, it's too much. It's too much. And so a woman may take her time to share how she feels with you. That's not your fault and it's not your responsibility. It's her responsibility to communicate and convey how she feels because it's called adulting and, emotional adulting. And so, and it goes the same for you. When you like a person, there is no timetable. Let's get rid of this timetable of when there's a right time to do things. When you have feelings for someone, the right time to tell them is when you feel that for them. And I think we want to know the perfect time because what we're really asking is, when is the time that I'm least likely to get rejected? That's why we are not as open with our feelings. We put this timetable out there and we go, oh, it's because it's not the right time. No, you're just looking for the safest bet when you can get least hurt. And so if you don't feel confident in sharing your feelings with her, you have to ask yourself, what am I afraid of? What do I think is going to happen? And am I willing to take that risk? This is more about you asking yourself what you're willing to do. Let's let go of the timetable. This is really about you and you taking ownership over your voice and over your feelings and you having the courage to vocalize to someone that you're into them. Anthony S. says, afternoon, Arica. Well, afternoon. What is your philosophy on long distance relationships, dual country relationship, particularly during this uncertain time? Here's the thing, Anthony, we can't control life as much as we would love to control life. That's something that I have struggled with a lot in the past. And I've had to do a lot of coaching, a lot of healing around is trying to be in control. I think a lot of us, the blessing of Corona is teaching us that we're actually not as in control as we would like to be. There are aspects of our life that we can control, and it's very healthy, but then there are some times that we're just not in control. And so, Anthony, when you love someone and that person's in a different country, you love who you love. And let's just get to the heart of it. I mean, think about the old days, when people would go to war and not see their person for years. Did they stop loving that person because of the distance? No. It's just now we second guess that because we have so many options and we have so many facades of that we're in control. And what I mean by that is that, we have Tinder, we have Bumble, we have all these apps that give us this illusion of control that we can just swipe and we can be in control and there's no fate, there's no destiny, there's none of this. It's just we get to control and it's kind of like a McDonald's menu. Who am I choose? But the funny thing about love is when you actually fall for someone, that's a very magical and holy experience. And so if that person lives in a different country, but you deeply love them, then I would say figure out ways to make it work. And that's another conversation for us to have. But I don't think that you should ever throw the baby out with the bathwater. That's an American expression. Don't throw your love away because of something like distance, because there are always solutions. When you love someone, there's always a solution. If you have two, let me preface it with this. When you have two willing parties, there are always solutions. And so, my darling, if you really love this person, I would say your next question, your next journey is, what's the solution? If I'm choosing to stay with this person, what is my solution in terms of staying with them? Okay, Joe Bird, my question, if you stop doing nice things for a woman or she noticed, I wonder why you stopped doing things interested. But I'm not really understanding this question. I'm going to read this back to you, and maybe you can help me by rewording this. My question: if you stop doing nice things for a woman, or she noticed, I wonder why you stopped doing things you're interested. Darling, I don't know what that means. You're going to have to rewrite that, please. Oh, shoot. It just jumped to a whole bunch of other stuff down below, and I missed my next question. And Timothy Chalfont says, Arica, I'm so thankful for your arise. You have helped me to finally give pleasure to a woman. Timothy, that's beautiful. I really love this feedback. Thank you for sharing this with me. And I'm sure your woman is very grateful as well, as you were pleasing her. Good for you, my darling. This is the beauty of YouTube and following a YouTuber or coaching. It's like it literally brings phenomenal experiences to your life. And so I'm sure that now that you've been able to please her, it brings you pleasure as well, knowing that you could do that to her body. Bob Hennessy, I do appreciate your videos. I've recently took a woman to karaoke and we had fun, but I was bad. So I recently started taking singing lessons from an old crush. I'm still trying. Oh, you don't have to be a good singer to do karaoke. It's just the experience. I've seen some of the worst singers get up in karaoke, but because they were having so much fun and they were so committed to having fun as they were singing, it brought the whole room into that experience because of their own liveliness. We have a lot of control when we are truly embracing the moment and just enjoying ourselves for the hell of it. You can shift a whole room just by having that determination. George says, are you surfing in Bali? No, I'm probably, I am the not so typical Bali girl. I do not surf in Bali, nor will I ever. And I do not ride motorbikes. Excuse me. Excuse me. Good heavens. It's quite rude, but I don't know how else to not do that with these earbuds. So I apologize to your ears. No, I don't ride scooters, nor do I surf, which most people are like, then why are you in Bali? I'm like, because it has a lot more to offer than surfing and scooters. New Age Men says, I'm sure you hit on this at some point, but how much of an age difference is problematic? I have a gap set in my mind, but I'm open to being open if it's not stupid creep laughing out loud. No, here's the thing about age gaps. I do have to say, how do I answer this? I mean, listen, yes, I'm just going to be real with you guys. There is always that stereotype of when you see a much older guy with a very young woman, it always does look creepy. I mean, I'm just from a reality perspective of like how it's perceived. It looks gross. It looks like a grandpa and his daughter. It looks like a dad and his daughter. It looks gross. I do understand that there are some older men who age really well, and so it doesn't look as bad. So you have to, one, are you comfortable with people looking at you as a creep? Because some people are. They're like, screw it. I love this person and I'm okay looking like that. So you have to get honest with yourself about where your comfort level is. But the most important thing is, do you guys resonate with one another? Do you have conversation that goes back and forth? Do you feel supported by them? Do you feel understood by them on all levels, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and just on a like practical level of like how you do life together? There is the adage of that when we date someone too young, that they don't have the same life experience. I live in Bali and there's a lot of, I've shared with you guys my age, I'm 40. There are a lot of guys here in their 20s. And, as wonderful as they look, when you have conversation with them, as mature as they try to come across, it's very, you can see the things that they say and you can see their immaturity. For a woman, that's a turnoff. Some guys, they can just turn a blind eye to that because they see the nice, hot, young body. And they're like, I don't care that she's not as mature. There's a nice, young, hot body. You just have to ask yourself, what do you want? Do you want long-term? Do you want short-term? If this is just a short-term thing, yeah, you can have fun with that. But when it becomes long-term, then you have to ask yourself, do I want to be a dad who's like 80 and my kid's 5? Like, then the real questions get answered. This is really about you and what you feel comfortable with. Are people going to give you funny looks when you look like a grandpa with a child? Yes, of course they are. Are you comfortable with that? That's up to you. But does this person really meet you and understand you emotionally, spiritually, financially, pragmatically in terms of how you guys do life together? Those are questions you have to answer yourself, my darling. It's irrelevant. There's no stamp that says this is unacceptable. It's really what you are comfortable with and what your goals are with her. This is actually a really sweet question, and none of you guys better laugh. Ninja Wolf, I actually really appreciate this question because I do this myself. He says, what if I go to sleep and hug myself at the same time? Will that help me boost my self-esteem and my confidence? Absolutely, yes. Absolutely. So right now, and I want to bring her on my channel. I personally do, it's called Core Energetics, and I work with a woman here in Bali. I have a couple people that I work with just for myself because I think that all coaches should have a coach or someone supporting them. And so what she has me doing to nurture myself is she has me put my right arm under my left, right here, rib cage, and then I take my left arm and put it over my right shoulder. Even just doing it feels so good. You guys should practice that. It's just a way of nurturing yourself. And so absolutely, what it does is once you feel nurtured, what does it do? It increases the serotonin levels. And once those get increased, what do? You're in a natural state of bliss. You feel good. You see the world differently. It's a beautiful way for us to support ourselves. And that's what confidence is. A confident person is a person who knows how to deeply support themselves, a person who knows how to encourage themselves, a person who knows how to see and find the best about themselves, a person who has resilience within them. And so we can cultivate that by nurturing ourselves. So as sweet as that question is, it's actually a very valid question. And I hope that response really helped you. Gary, I'm sorry, I just got stunned by this compliment. Thank you, Poppy. Gary says, hi, Arica. Gary from Springfield, Illinois. Thank you for being here, my love. Fakri, that's a cool name. Fakri, what's your name? Fakri, what's your name? I hope that's how you say it because that's great if you say it that way. He says he loves my lips. Mwah. Thank you. Yup, 34. Is girls being more emotional than men a societal construct? I'm more so, or a biological thing? I know that people have done studies and they say that, yes, we're biologically wired different. I do not believe in any of this. I think that men societally have been stunted. I think that men, throughout the ages, they had to provide and things like that. It's a different world that we live in. You know, women are learning to provide. Back in the old days, caveman days, men went out and hunted. Women prepared what they hunted. Nowadays, you meet some women, I've had men say, you're super ambitious. I have a friend who's very successful. And I remember him saying, he goes, Arica, you are way more ambitious than me. And, some women are nowadays more hunters, than men are. So I do think that things are changing. I think that used to be the way society was set up, the way the infrastructure was set up, was so that men didn't have the luxury of tapping into their emotions. They had to be more practical. They had to go provide. But that is now shifted. And so women are now providing for themselves. And guess what they're saying from their men, what they want from their men? Show up more emotionally, show up for my heart. And if you don't know how to do that, I'm going to find someone who does. So, it's just like men nowadays. They're like, I don't want to pay. I'm hearing so many men bitching about paying about dates. Whereas back in the days, you would never have heard a man complain about paying for a date. Now you've got men who are just, I don't know, I think they're just tightwads, but you have men complaining about paying dates, which means what? I want a woman to pay her way. Okay, great. She's going to want you to show up emotionally. Otherwise, if she shows up and she's making money and she's emotional, what do you have to offer? What does she need you for? You've got to bring something to the table. So if you're her equal, where you're showing up and you have your finances in order and you can show up emotionally, then she has a partner. I'm sure that just stepped on some toes out there, especially my cheap guys. Who like, I just thought I could just like be a great guy and like not have to pay for anything. Well, you're gonna have to bring something to the table. You're gonna have to show up emotionally. So I would suggest you get on my emotional warrior program and get on that right away. All right, guys, I'm going to have to wrap this up because this is going a bit long, and I'm sure Andy's here. My Andy, I should bring Andy on one of these live videos, but I probably wouldn't wear my lingerie in front of Andy. It'd be kind of weird. All right, guys, I'm going to... Jacob says he's still going strong with Jana, his girlfriend, for 11 months. Yay! I love that. I love that. I love that. Congratulations. I'm so proud of you. He says, thank you for what you provide us. You're so welcome. I love, 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 love hearing this. Guys, I'm just so glad that you guys are here. I really do enjoy having these moments with you guys, being able to love on you guys. It's just an honor. Hello, Brian. Oh, I love my Brian. Hello, Kim. Speaking of Brian was telling me that he is actually, I don't know, I hope Brian's okay with me sharing this. He's going to get an emotional warrior tattoo, which, Brian, you inspired me. I just designed, if you go to my, so you go to my main YouTube page, and it says like home, videos, playlist, blah, blah, blah. And it says community. If you guys would help me out, go to the community. It was actually inspired by Brian, because when he said he was getting the tattoo, I was like, whoa, that's huge. Emotional warrior tattoo. Wow. Wow. It just still gets to me. So I created emotional warrior t-shirts, and I wanted to see which one you guys like the best, because I haven't released them yet. I just took some screenshots. So if you guys would go in my community and vote on the one that you guys like the most, because I want to create emotional warrior t-shirts. I would love to see that, just to see men walking around and people are like, what's an emotional warrior? Then you can be like, I'm an emotional warrior, girl. Well, what is an emotional warrior? And it's an opportunity for you guys to flirt. If you guys haven't seen the t-shirts I've designed below, they're also that you guys can flirt with girls. I don't know if anyone's checked these out. I don't think you guys are, because they're not selling, but I think they're genius ideas. Like so many guys I can see in the chat, like so many questions about approach. I'm like, I designed these t-shirts to help like guys who have issues with flirting or approaching, to be able to wear these t-shirts, because it kind of like, they're funny. It's like, hey girl, I dig your aura. I think one says like, you, me, coffee and wine. Like, it's just basically ways to like approach women, but through t-shirts. I think it's genius. I don't know if you guys think it's genius or not, but when I was designing this, I was like, this is going to help my guys out so much, especially the ones who are so afraid of cold approach. This is perfect. It's so easy, because a girl's going to see you wearing that shirt and she's going to giggle and be like, that's cute. Hello, she's just talked to you. Now you can start the conversation. This is my way of like reverse engineering Bumble, because you know what Bumble is, right? The dating app. It's the girl has to make the first move. So this is my in person, instead of getting off just flirting on dating apps, like flirting in person. So if guys wear these shirts, then guess what? Then girls have to initiate the conversation, because they're going to giggle and laugh because you're wearing this funny, flirty shirt. And so she giggles and laughs. She's initiated. Now you get to create the conversation. She's just done somewhat of an approach. So now you get to take it from there. And so also just the emotional warrior, you know, because Brian takes this so seriously, I was like, you know what? There are other guys out there that I'm sure would love to have these emotional warrior, like something that says that they're an emotional warrior, like a badge of honor to walk around town and say, yeah, no, I'm an emotional warrior. Like, woman, if you get with me, like you get the full enchilada, like you get everything. Like I'm the all encompassing man. I am the alpha male with heart. I am the emotional warrior. So I want you guys to go in my community area, and I want you to, vote on which one you think is the best. Guys, what am I going to tell you? 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 You have what it takes. You totally do. Some of you guys just need to do some more work, which we all do. I mean, I'm going to see my core energetics teacher tonight to release some stuff out of my body and do some movement, do some breath work. We all need support. So make sure, that you check out my work with me page. And I actually put the emotional warrior page on there because I know some men were like, where do I find the emotional warrior page? So I just put a little button on there if you'd rather do the emotional warrior program first before you work with me, which I actually do suggest that. Then I highly suggest you click that link. Guys, I love you so much. You know what? I get to do this. This is what I get to do for a living. This is what I get to do for work. This is what I've been getting to do for 13 years is love on men. Love you guys. Love you and create a safe place into your heart to strip you down, get you back, get you out of your head, get you into your heart, because that's where women will meet you. That's where women find you. That's where they connect with you. That's where a woman feels most safe, is when a man connects with her from the heart. And that is the journey of the emotional warrior. I love you guys so much. I will see you next week. Take care. Bye.